Tottenham Tantrum Gold, your home of classic games, classic content, classic debate, and welcome to Morning with Ben Kaufman at his coffee shop. Woohoo! Woohoo! More coffee to keep us all awake whilst we get on with our day. It's 11:45, the sun is out, the birds are singing, Spurs are playing tomorrow. What more could you want? And I'm here with my two best mates. Down below is the man who can make coffee for the Prime Minister, and even he would say it was cool. It's my mate, it's everyone's coffee mate, it's Ben Kaufman from his coffee shop. Good morning, Ben, how are you?
Morning, pretty fatigued this morning, but it's always good enough to get up and talk about Tottenham, whether it's watching an old game or the transfers or whatever the hell is happening at the moment.
That's it. And then next to me, well, this man needs no introduction.
We'll leave it at that then.
He's my mate, he's your mate, it's
Cougar. I got a good one for him this morning. He is the godfather of love. He's the man, you see him everywhere on YouTube. He's on Murray's Love Lounge. He's on Paxton Road TV. He's on here. He's on the Irish Hotspur. He is my mate. He is your mate. He is even the postman's mate. It's Cougar99. How are you this morning, Cougar?
Doing well here, thanks, Dermot. Sort of the build up to tomorrow night, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you like your Godfather of Love nickname now?
I'm not entirely sure, mate, but that's what Dermot does.
Well, you were on Murray's Love Lounge last night, so.
Yeah, it was. Well, it's a different program last night. It was a more serious one. It was very good actually.
Yeah, I did watch it. It was excellent. I have to say, Murray, he does a brilliant job. And everyone, please go over and give him a bit of support. There is some great content out there, YouTube content, content out there by Spurs fans. So you know, we all need. There's some good ones and there's some very bad ones. But let's keep the good ones going, and the bad ones should just metal away in the distance.
Does that mean we've got to go?
No.
Yeah, I think we're finished, mate. I'll be round to the coffee shop if you got an opening, Ben.
We're going places.
We might find a thing.
We're going places on here. I mean, we're actually going against Talk Sports with Jim White and Steve. What's his name? Jordan.
You mean Simon Jordan?
Simon Jordan's in them. We're up against them in the morning.
Might be struggling a little.
Yeah. If I hit the comments, do you want to read them, Goof?
Yeah, absolutely. Shall I get a game going first?
Yeah, we'll go through these comments first.
All right, then.
The game
okay, Carl Simpson, good morning, gents. Hope you're all well. Good morning, Carl. Good of you to join us again. And Ryan McFarland, good of you to join us again too, mate. Ryan. Morning, gents. Praying Enix sell up soon so we can have our club back. That's a talking point I'm sure we're going to get to this morning.
Yep.
Mark Cousins, good morning, mate. Morning, gents. Turned off but We Are Tottenham TV again to watch you. Love it, mate.
That is
Thank you.
such a compliment.
It is.
Compliment.
Big up to those boys, though. They're brilliant over there.
Phil, I don't know who this is. Sounds a bit Hollywood to me. I was wondering why the frisbee kept getting bigger and bigger, but then it hit me.
Yes,
some of those old lines.
Did you play? We also played with the big red dog, Phil. That's why the frisbee got bigger and bigger, because you're playing with the big red dog.
Phil's reading off the same lot of one-liners that I know as well, so it's I'm laughing just because I know the jokes he's going to be picking. Carl Simpson said Mari's stream last night was deep but really enjoyable. Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. Some difficult subjects when he comes to start touching on things like racism and culture in football. It's it becomes a fascinating subject. But Moondog saying good morning, lads. Good morning, mate.
Good morning, Moondog. Good morning. Right, that's everyone in. That's everyone said hello to. I said hello to you and Ben. Let's get a game on, shall we?
Why not? This morning I thought Tottenham against Brentford from back in 1992-93 season. It's League Cup round 2, second leg. Round Cup League Cup round 2. League Cup second round, first leg. I got there in the end. It's not too early in the morning.
I think it's you that's a bit spaced out this morning, not me.
Well, I might have to make you a coffee.
If I'm getting up at the crack of noon like this, what do you expect?
If only if it was like TV and you could just put it through the screen. Here's a coffee cooler.
We've got like real TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, here
We've got
we
to
go.
big Jack Kanicki and Shawnee Butler, where they
They
showed
did a
last night.
fantastic job
They were
last night.
brilliant.
I have to say,
Absolutely.
and on Friday we have Jack Kanicki on with us on Friday night, 5:30, doing his all-time Spurs 11 and his favourite Spurs moments. So join us at 5:30 for Jack Kanicki's that. So that should be a bit of fun.
Just for him as well, because he loves it so much. Top sort of shit-hangery players, just for a bit of fun. So we'll see how that one goes.
Also showing the Ozzy Dealers testimonial Diego Maradona in the Tottenham shirt. Ooh, that should be good.
Thank you again to Duck Drive 1, Simon at Duck Drive 1 for the use of the game. If you want to see this game with the full commentary and a range of other Spurs games and England games stretching back through the decades, please go over to his channel. It's fantastic. He's got so much great footage. A lot of it rare stuff because he's uploaded from VHS and you just don't get it anywhere else nowadays. So big up to Simon.
I see Hughton playing for Brentford. What is happening?
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is strange.
There we go, and I'll put the team at the bottom of the screen for people to browse at as well.
Look, Jason Cundy playing for us.
Not Jason Cundy.
Jason Cundy at his best. Ian
I didn't
Walker,
see
another.
what number is he, so I can boo him.
Oh, let's think. What would he be wearing? He's going to think he's important, so he's probably picked number 5.
Who?
Cundy.
Probably. What a waste. Let him go. What an absolute waste. Well, that was another travesty.
There's some quality on show there. Ian Walker,
Yeah.
I know that's one of Ben's favourites.
Good morning, Derek Hodgson. Thank you very much for joining us.
I only like his crisps.
He was a useless goalkeeper. He really was. Come on, just let's be honest there.
We lost 5-0 to Man United with him in goal, isn't it? Or was it more?
You wouldn't be surprised if it was. Yeah. We have actually had worse than him, I believe it or not.
Casey Keller.
Bobby Mims.
Bobby Mims is the one for me. There's Paul Gascoigne, age 12.
Yeah, and there's Neil Ruddock, captain. We should never have sold him. He only left because Venables left. You do realise that? Only reason why he left.
Spot on. Can't be a bit of razor.
No. Right, got this one here from Mark Cousins there, Keith.
Oh yeah, he said he watched Ozzy Ardelius testimony on Duck Drive the other night. Brilliant watch. Yeah, it is. We're gonna show that one as well at some point. Might do that one tomorrow morning.
We're showing that on Friday with Jack.
Oh, we are showing that one on Friday. Okay,
Yeah.
yep, that's when we're doing it then. Cole Simpson, he had a beautiful hair though, Dermot.
If you're a woman.
Ian Walker.
If you're a woman. the there.
I miss his camera angle. They need to bring. Do you guys feel a bit weird watching Tottenham play at White Hart Lane and the camera's on the other side? It's weird. Still,
it is.
I know my argument with Sean last night on the Old Hotspur wasn't really logical, but I hope it came across as passionate.
It certainly was.
Yeah, that's it. That is the argument with Sean, isn't it? He's using the logical sort of business model view, and a lot of the rest of us are going for what we want from a football club.
I think we've got to start calling Sean Mr. Spock because he's always logical.
Well,
it's about the value of the club, though, isn't it? It should be Mr. Stock.
Sean,
Stock
we
man.
love you. We do love you, but that's your nickname now. You're now called Mr. Spock because you're always logical. Hope he takes
and
that
it's why
away,
you've got to
isn't
be Kirk now because you're the passionate.
Oh no, let's not go Star Trek
No,
again.
let's
and he's the logical one.
We had too much Star Trek the other day.
I got into a lot of trouble yesterday for the Star Trek thing.
Speaking of the devil.
There we go.
Good morning, Sean.
Morning, mate.
Shawnee boy.
Great job last night, mate, on the on the Irish Hotspur. You've
Should I
really
bring
put
him
in
in,
the shift.
Cove?
Yeah, bring him in.
If he wants to, he might be having a
Yeah.
rest. That was a 4-hour, 42-minute stream
Yeah.
last night, I think.
I
It was a long stream.
That's welcome to YouTubing.
Hang on. It was great. It was a great chat, Dermot. Yeah. Well, we might be doing more of it in a minute.
Yeah, always say you're not a streamer until we've broken the 4-hour mark.
Well, we've done 2 hours, so the chat's there for you. That Sean, if you want to come in, and he said it was a great chat. Well, yeah, I was more passionate. You were more logical.
Indeed.
So, what's your thoughts on that though? On the argument I had with Sean Ben last night.
I mean, it was a brilliant argument. You can see it from both sides of the argument. Both of you are right, which makes it even more entertaining. When both of you are on the opposite side of the argument, but you're both right, it makes an entertaining argument. And yeah, it was good. It was a good watch.
Yeah, Cove is just scratching, isn't it? As Sean says, we've got all this money we can spend. He's in Barbados, probably sunny in his bald head. You know, putting a bit of sun cream on his bald head. Do you think he is in the Barbados selling the club? That's why he's there.
Well, it seems like it's one of 3 logical sort of options to me. He's either gone to talk about transfer funds, which I find unlikely, but it is an option. Secondly, well, actually, that's 3 options, isn't it? 4 options, sorry. Secondly, they could be discussing naming rights, which, judging at the sort of portfolio of that Forest Lee chap, it seems an unlikely one he's going to do, but it's possible. It could be next stadium naming rights. The third option I find the likeliest, which is they're going to be investing in the club and buying a percentage, say about 30%, something like that.
Yeah.
That one seems to strike true to me because it's a hell of a valuation for the entire club, and the gentleman in question has just lost a lot of value off his shareholdings recently. Seems an unusual time to do it, unless he's trying to get sort of perceived safer sort of holdings than what he has at the moment, and he's transferring his wealth across to the Premiership. Possible. The other one is the last option is a complete buyout. That would be a vast amount of money, but could be an interesting one. I don't really know enough about the man to be able to foresee where we're going with that. I mean, is it better the devil you know in that case? So it's a difficult one to answer.
Ben, where do you go in this?
I think Lewis is going to start to wind down his ownership of the club. So I think in this situation, I think Daniel Levy will be increased from 20% owner of the club to 30% owner of the club. And I think the new guy will be 30% owner of the club. So I reckon there will be 3 shareholders in control of the club now. We have to see what happens when it happens. I agree with Sean. I would prefer a more safer business partner like the Guggenheim family who own the LA Dodgers. They would be a much nicer family to own the club with. They've got a much better record of investment. They've got a much cleaner business in terms of owning art galleries and another sports team, which is more important for us that they own a sports team because they can borrow off their sports team to help the club. But we'll see what happens. Maybe he's using this Forest Lee guy to get some more people in the Asian market interested in the club, because we are big in the Asian market now.
I was going to say, you've got the Sunny factor, haven't you? In the Asian market. Shall we get through some of these comments quite quickly, Koof?
Absolutely. Sean saying, just got back from the vets, mate. Let me get showered and I'll say hi just a little while if that's okay. We hope Bugsy Malone's okay.
Yeah, we don't want anything happening to our Bugsy Malone.
Bugsy Malone being Sean's dog, for anybody that didn't know. His dog has made some screen appearance time already, hasn't she? John Fitzpatrick, big up all, big up, mate. Good of you to join us. Cody Mack, morning, mate.
Good morning, John. Good morning.
Cody Mack.
We're giving Cody his own theme tune as well, then, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
Okay.
John, I am getting my all-time Spurs 11. Look, all joking aside, it is not easy. It's really, really hard. So I will get it to you. I'm hoping to get it to you this week. I'm actually stuck at the moment on a few positions, so I will get it for you this week.
Sean, I think you mean Sean is his father. I was still away on holidays. So I'm pretty sure referring to a certain Mr. Levy.
Yeah, Sean should be getting a postcard from him very soon. Dear son, enjoy my time in Barbados. Having a lovely time with the girl I brought out here. Send you more pics soon. Love, Dad. So that would be something along them lines. And then we've got one here from Mark Cousins.
Mark Cousins, where is Sir Gary in this game? Was it after the Fash smashed his iron?
92, 93? No, I don't think so.
I mean, the Fash incident was 95, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think because this was a League Cup game and it was against lesser opposition at the time, I think he was rested.
Could well be. Or could have been just standard injury.
Yeah. I think Flash was 95, 96.
Yeah, that's certainly around the right sort of time.
What a horrible player he was. Horrible bloke.
Horrible team.
I watched a documentary on his brother Justin, and that bloke was I felt sorry for him in one ways, but in other ways I didn't feel sorry for him.
Yeah, it's tragic in the end.
It is, but it took some guts to come out as a first grade footballer.
Certainly
That
did.
is an easy thing to do.
I wonder if he's still presenting Deal or No Deal.
What, Noel Edmonds?
Fashanu was hosting Deal or No Deal in a particular country.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, let me have a look.
Right, I've got a little top 10 for you. Top 10 worst Tottenham transfers. Shall I go through it?
Yeah.
Well, it's subjective, isn't it? So,
Right. Number 10 is Benjamin Stamboli.
Yep, he's in there. Clanger.
Pretty bad.
Number 9 is Gilberto.
Yeah, he's one of the worst players, that's for sure. Possibly the worst player we've ever signed.
Number 8 was Clinton Nige.
Clinton Njai.
Yeah,
what a man.
Just absolute nothing player.
Banger of an assist against Manchester City, though.
True.
Yeah, that's true. Number 7 is Paulinho.
Oh dear.
He had a few good games though, Paulinho. He just didn't have the attitude.
Did he though?
Like that game against Burnley when he like double chipped someone over the head.
Believe me, they're getting better. Number 6 is David Bentley.
I disagree with that.
All the talent in the world, it's just he decided not to play. That's what can you say?
Apart from
he's not in that list just because of that goal against the Scum.
Yeah.
No, this is the TH. This is Tottenham Hotspur's worst ever signings. Number 5 is Vincent Janssen.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Roberto Soldado.
That's a sad one, but yeah, he does make the list, unfortunately.
Number 3 is Rebrov.
Okay, yeah.
Number 2 is Mr. Burger King Man.
Not only number 2.
Yeah. Number 1 is, oh my good lord, how am I going to pronounce this? Jesus, my speaking ain't quite the best thing. Right, I'm going to have to spell this out to you, lads. Bongani.
But Bongani. Bongani. Trying to think who that.
Khumalo.
Oh, Khumalo, the South African. Yeah, he never played, did he? Nowhere near the first team, if I remember right.
Yeah, everyone thought it was going to be like this absolute monster, but it just didn't turn up.
And he was on the books. And he was on the books for a silly amount of years without ever playing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And Ndombele is the worst. I don't care what anyone's... Ndombele is the worst, just because of the amount of money he cost.
Yeah,
we have Mr. Philip Brady coming in to us this morning.
Oh, boy.
Bring him in. Good morning, Philip.
Morning,
gents.
Morning,
How
Phil.
are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good. Did you sign anybody yet?
Of course not.
We've signed Philip Brady to Tottenham Tantrum Gold.
Have you forgotten?
On a 5-year
who our
contract.
chairman is?
Yeah. Sorry, it's a bit early in the morning for me. Yeah. Oh God. It was the worst buys of all time, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think David Bentley's harsh in that. I think that's harsh. He played some decent games for us in Europe.
Yeah. But
it just didn't suit the system we were playing.
What's that, Ben?
David Bentley just didn't suit the system we were playing.
No. Well, I think Bentley got away with it for that goal he scored against Arsenal from the halfway line.
Yeah, exactly.
He really did.
I think in Ndombele, for the financial hit that we're going to take on him, is going to be the biggest disaster in the history of the club, transfer-wise. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the club wouldn't take him a free transfer now the way he's going. You know?
You think surely for playing ability, you've got to have the likes of David Kerslake in there as well. He just didn't. I'm still trying to work out what he was trying to do. He wasn't really defending. He wasn't really attacking.
Kerslake, he was a winger, wasn't he?
Well, was he? It was difficult to tell. I think he was supposed to be a fullback a lot of the time, but
Oh, right. Okay.
you had to guess because he wasn't really doing anything.
I'd love to get your thoughts on this, Philip. Do you think Levy's in Barbados to sell the club, or do you think he's there for investment, or what's your opinion why he's there?
Well, I think he's back anyway, wasn't he, at the match on Sunday? I saw reports that he was actually at the match on Sunday, yeah. I think it's more likely investments than selling. You know, I would say there's more likely investment. I mean, I would love to think it's selling, but I don't think so. I don't think. I mean, we'll never know until something actually appears that the reason for the trip has now come to fruition. Or it could be like another false dawn where he was trying to bring in investors, but his terms and conditions were not acceptable to whoever was trying to put the money in, you know? It would suit me if he got some guy like this Forest Lee guy, whoever he is, coming in, putting billions into the club and then deciding that he wants to be chairman. That would suit us down to the ground. But Levy wouldn't have that problem, you know? That's probably the thing with us.
Would you be happy with Chinese owners?
Well, let's say Singapore are happy with, not Chinese. I don't think.
But his companies are all owned by Chinese people. What's it called? They're all in China. So Tencent was the one that was rumoured. Right. A lot of his companies are based in China. So if it becomes part of a Chinese company in some way, we will have to be given our season ticket information and all the ticket information to the CCP, which might be a bit of a worry.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I can empathise there because I was in China 2.5 years ago. And put it like this, if somebody handed me a first-class ticket and a 5-star hotel for a month in Beijing, I'd tell them to stuff it up their ass. That's really a bad experience in China, very bad, and I would not go back. And I don't think anybody would want to get into bed with those guys because they're going to take over the world in the next few years anyway. But we don't want to be part of that.
Looking that way, isn't it? It's worrying. Both through trade and their military operations are really ramping up as well. They're soon to become the most powerful army in the world.
But it's the fact there's no privacy. Everywhere you go in China, on every lamppost, on every building, there's a CCTV camera. Literally, you know, every move that you make is watched. It's serious. It really is.
It's not good. They're looking to even invade Taiwan, aren't they? That's how serious it's getting over there.
I think this is getting a bit out of hand, lads. We need to calm it down.
They regard Taiwan. And Taiwan, actually, on the same trip, actually had to be in Taiwan as well. And it is a totally different place. There's everyone walking around. Beautiful country. Oh, yeah, brilliant country. Absolutely brilliant. You know? And a great, you know, really friendly people and, you know, nice. You don't feel what you've been watching in Taiwan, whereas you do when you're in China.
But yeah, that's why I've been on the phone to my dad every single day. Call the Guggenheims, call the Guggenheims, call the Guggenheims, sell make them buy the club.
Oh God!
I think that was always the big worry, though. With saying Enoch out is who's coming in their place, because I remember having a conversation with Sean Butler, and I was saying, please be Amazon. We've got everything's in place for them. I don't mind Amazon being plastered over everything and them pushing us to the front of everything. Don't care about how much they exploit people when we get trophies. That's the sad bit. We should do, but I mean, I think we're so starved of success at the club that we're just gagging for anybody to come in and do a better job, aren't we?
My worry is that we get a new owner, and 12 months after they come in, we're saying, God, I wish we had Enoch back.
Exactly.
It's always a worry.
Mm.
I mean,
but Guggenheim Arena sounds bloody good for the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We need to have Van Gogh paintings on every wall. Buy the Mona Lisa. Just make it an art museum.
The Mona Lisa lounge.
Right,
just have a work of art.
Yep, sort of a few comments out, certainly.
Yeah.
Mark Covington saying he rated Bentley. Yeah, he was certainly a good footballer.
He was. He just had no interest at the end, did he?
Well, he blamed Spurs for destroying his love for football, didn't he? That's don't really. Thing. Yeah, we certainly do that to players.
I wonder, did Levy have something to do with that? I wonder.
I think Redknapp had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Especially after the Armani debacle. I think it was done for him.
Carl Simpson saying, I thought Bentley was okay, just didn't work out for us like so many other players. Yeah, that's true enough. Duck Drive 1, morning, mate. He's saying Chris Hughton playing for Brentford. Yes, indeed. It's very strange to see that. But what a player he was for us. It's kind of sad sometimes. You see the player come back that's done so well for so long, and the memories come flooding back, and you think, why aren't they still here? See out their career at Spurs. Derek Hutchinson saying it's a smokescreen, so Levy doesn't have to do any transfer business.
Okay. No, I'll bring you in half now for that. Yeah.
Oh, right. And we've got.
You give me to 1 o'clock. Would that be all right?
Duck Drive 1 saying Brian Statham playing for Brentford as well. Yes, indeed. It's they've got a habit of our old players going to it, haven't they? It's like a lot of them end up at Barnet as well.
Sorry if you heard. Sorry, I forgot to mute my mic, so I do apologise.
No problem, mate. John Fitzpatrick. Dermot, I can get 8 players that have played for Ireland and Spurs. Yeah. Can I ask Phil, can he name an All-Ireland Spurs 11?
All I can get is 8 too. I can't get any more than that.
So what you're saying is we need to sign 3 Irish players in the transfer window so you can do your team.
Well, who we got? We've Chris Hughton, Tony Galvin, Robbie Keane, obviously.
Yeah.
Is this all Ireland now or Ireland? Because Pat Jennings was Northern
Ireland. All of it. Pat Jennings
as well. So you've got Pat Jennings.
Danny Blanchflower.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me get this. Hang on. So what have you said already, Phil?
Okay, start the front. Pat Jennings.
Yeah.
Chris Hughton.
Yeah.
Danny Blanchflower.
Yeah.
Tony Galvin.
Yeah.
Robbie Keane.
Yeah.
Joe Kinnear.
Yeah, Joe Kinnear. Troy Parrott. Troy Parrott has played for international.
Yeah, that's it.
How many's that now?
I've got 7.
7.
Do they have to have played in the first team?
Jimmy Holmes.
Yeah, that's 8.
And
Doherty. Gary Doherty.
Ginger Pele.
Yeah.
Gary Doherty.
Gary Doherty. Yeah, that's 10.
9. 10. Oh, God, I'm sure there's
one more.
Kenny McAvoy from the youth team. I'm just cheating here.
No, but he played full international.
Let's see. I think it's 60, isn't it?
Apparently there's a guy called Johnny Gavin.
Could be. Yeah, I can't say I'm familiar with him.
Born in...
Okay,
I'm trying to think, is there any a double winning team, any that sort of team that played for Ireland?
I can't think.
There's probably one absolutely obvious one we're not thinking of here.
Yeah.
Matt Doherty.
No, I've already mentioned him.
We've got the 2 Dohertys.
Yeah.
Certainly some in
Oh,
the.
Jerry Armstrong.
Jerry Armstrong. There's your 11.
Jimmy Holmes.
Yeah, got him. Yeah.
Stephen Carr.
Oh yeah.
Stephen Carr. Yes, that's it.
Andy Reid. Stephen
Andy
Kelly.
Reid. These are all coming out now. That's a team of subs we have now.
Yeah.
We've done it for you, John. We got it done.
We got there.
Kelly, that's another one. Stephen Kelly went on to play for Fulham.
All we needed was the Godfather Philip Brady to do it.
Yeah, I was stuck. I really couldn't think, and then Philip comes on, and we've done it at last for you, John Fitzpatrick.
There's probably more. There's probably guys back in the 50s and all that. I wouldn't even know who they were. You know?
Oh, without doubt, yeah.
I think this is great comment.
Sad state of affairs when your sponsor dictates what level of success you can have. Definitely.
Yeah. That's true. Very true.
I mean, we've seen with Manchester City and Etihad just pockets full of money.
Yeah.
Jerry Armstrong, Stephen Carr.
And the thing about that thing is they know that they can break all the rules that they want, and they know they're going to get away with it because money talks.
That's what we need to do. That's why Coover's saying get Amazon to buy us. Put Amazon everywhere. Amazon on the toilets, Amazon on the T-shirt, Amazon on the sleeve, Amazon Stadium.
It's. I mean, I've said this before. I mean, if I had a few £billion to spare, as you do, I'd be buying up the club and then just throw money at the first team. I wouldn't give a monkeys about financial fair play.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look what happened to Manchester City. You get a slap on the wrist and off they carry on. Yeah. So you don't really have to pay any attention to it. You just take a bit of a fine, perhaps a couple of restrictions, perhaps in Europe. But you don't get thrown out.
I mean, the argument is: do you prefer a team that's financially secure for the next 100 years, or do you want trophies in the cabinet? I mean,
trophies.
Yeah, exactly.
Trophies at this stage. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just thinking there that Jeff Bezos, as part of the deal, he could offer Daniel Levy the seat on his next space adventure, you know, and then conveniently forget to tell him it's a one-way trip to Mars.
Yeah.
This sounds like a terrible episode of Star Trek this week. Daniel Levy's the captain of the ship.
What have I started yesterday? I want to apologise about yesterday.
Boldly go when no balance sheet has gone before.
I was pretty out of it yesterday, and I don't remember half the show, and I don't remember bringing up the Star Trek thing at the end. So
here we go. There's a all Irish 11 for you from Google Phil. I mean Hollywood Phil.
I don't know. Alan Hughton wasn't Irish. He was Scottish.
Yeah.
So you made a mistake then.
Yeah, Phil.
Not impressed this morning.
You're sacked, Phil. Sorry. We'll have to take him back to school, man.
No, he was Scottish international.
He was.
And he was awful as well.
Yeah.
He was good in one game, and it was the League Cup final. But what a game!
It was.
You can't come out with that, Phil, and expect the Irishman not to know that Hughton plays for Scotland. You're playing a dangerous game there.
There was a reason, Phil, why we didn't mention him. Because he's not Irish. Oh, he's in for a lot of ribbing later. Oh, you wait till we get him on tonight. He's in for a lot of ribbing.
That's it. I've decided then, the greatest Spurs 11 made out of Englishmen, I'm going to have Modric in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mbelele Mabusela, the famous
Andy
English
Turner,
player.
Was he Irish? He was?
Yeah.
It was Andy Turner Irish.
Oh, no, he wasn't.
No.
No.
I thought
I think so.
He's even put an Englishman in there. I'll feel. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jesus, maybe Joseph.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't now. He could have been, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, I'm just going to double check myself. I don't think he was, actually.
Possibly might be, you know. What year is this game from, lads?
Turner, he represented Ireland at youth level.
Oh, right.
But he never made a full international.
Yeah, well, I think we'll have to keep it to full internationals because.
Yeah.
This is 92-93 for that.
92,
Brentford at home.
He was born in England, but represented Ireland at youth level.
Oh, right, okay. I see.
I'm being challenged to do the best Spurs England 11.
I might take a while.
Yeah.
It will, because I've got a lot of people to sift through there. I think Jimmy Greaves is going to... Well, no, if it's going to be in my lifetime, I can't have Jimmy Greaves, but...
No, it's all time.
You have to have Jimmy Greaves in. You have to have Jimmy Greaves.
Absolutely got to have Jimmy Greaves in there.
And just very quickly, the manager for an all-time Spurs Irish 11 would be Jack Charlton.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Absolutely. God, don't we miss him now, Philip? Honestly,
I don't think we'll put in Stephen. What do you call him? The ginger head guy. Remember?
Oh yeah.
What do you call him? He was that bad. I can't even remember his name.
Yeah. Well, don't we miss him though? What a time, wasn't it? What an era. It really was.
I mean, the World Cup in 1990. That was just incredible.
Yeah.
Because I don't follow Ireland internationally. How was Trapattoni as a manager?
Moderate, I'd say. Yeah. It was okay.
Oh, there's one quick one I've just got to reply to here. Andrew Bailey. Morning, chaps. Sorry I've not been on lately. Been in and out of hospital. Hope you're well. Did you get my email yesterday, Cuba? I'm sorry, mate. I was so busy doing streams and things yesterday and finished very late. I haven't had time to check my email yet. But I will certainly get to you after the show today. Okay, cheers, mate.
Well,
good to see you back with us anyway.
Yeah, good job to see you back, and I hope you're all well. If you need any of us, we're all here. So just let us know if you need anything.
Absolutely.
Couple more comments to get through.
All right, I'll hit them for you there.
Okay. John Fitzpatrick, who remembers Terry Dixon? He was a youth player. He went to West Ham. He was also Irish.
Yeah, I remember Terry Dixon, all right. Yeah, small little fella. Again, he probably never made the Irish full team.
No. I was just thinking, wasn't it him and Lean? Was it Charlton and Lean Brady never got on? Did they?
Did they not?
No.
I'm surprised.
He took him off during the game and never played for. I think he took him off during the first half of the game and never played for Ireland again.
Okay, nice.
He said there was a joke, Ben.
I just remember Ireland when Brady was playing for Ireland. I wanted Ireland to score, but didn't want Liam Brady to score.
No. It was something to do about where they were playing him. Charlton wanted to play him in front of the back four, and Brady wanted to play behind the front two.
Just a story about. No,
so that's where the argument came in. It was two different about his playing position. And Brady wanted him to be like the Beckenbauer or the Mateus, just spread it round from the back sort of thing.
Yeah. There's a great story to remember about Jack Charlton. You probably heard this one, Dermot. But after Italia 90, when he came home, he was more popular than the Pope here. It was just, Jack Charlton was to do what he liked, And Jack would go around the country. He's a big man into fishing, and he'd go into a bar, say even down in Wexford, and of course there'd be 50 people in the bar, and they'd all be buying Jack drinks and whatever. And Jack would say, "I'll have a drink for the house," so the boy would put up a drink anyway, and Jack would give him a check to pay for the money, pay for the drink. Knowing full well that check would never be cashed. It was put up in a in a frame behind the bar.
Yeah.
So the reckon Jack Charlton drank for nothing for about 2 years in Ireland.
Did you ever hear the story about him being when they went to see the Pope?
Yes. Fun.
Yeah. And anyway, so all the Irish team might get invited to the Vatican. I think it's 2 days before the Ireland play Italy in Italia 90. Anyway, they're all there, and he says they were sitting there, and because when the Pope speaks, he speaks in all different languages to everyone around the Vatican.
Yeah.
And because he's nodding off, isn't he? So anyway, the Pope's looking directly at Jack Charlton, the Irish team, right? And you can see the Pope probably blessing him. I think he must have woken up, and he starts waving at the Pope because he thought the Pope was waving at him.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's brilliant. Honestly,
he's a great character, He really was.
We do miss him. We really do miss him.
I mean, the football might have been basic Route 1 stuff, but, you know, with the players he had at the time, it suited the style suited them.
It did. And the English never beat us, did they, Phil?
No. Who put the ball in English net, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, lads.
It's gone very quiet.
I don't support England either, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Poor old Cooper's gone very quiet.
I support Tottenham,
I couldn't
mate.
give a toss, mate. I'm Spurs first.
Yeah,
Good.
but there were great years. I mean, as a kid, as a young kid, going to school with Ireland in the World Cup in Italia '90, it was just, you were so proud, you know, of your country being there, and we'll be there again.
The day they beat Romania on penalties, my kids were very young, and we were over in Butlins in England, Wales, and the place was literally full of Irish people. It was just packed with Irish, and we were all watching in the bar and the penalty shootout. And when David O'Leary scored the penalty, the place went just ballistic. All I can remember was there was lads jumping up on the tables and the bar and everything, just celebrating, you know. And the poor manager was going, "Come on, lads, please get down. I'm going to lose my job, please." And after about 5 minutes, I said, fuck it," he says, "Go on."
I mean,
that was absolutely brilliant. There was, and then coming back to Dublin, the motorcade around the city centre, it was just incredible, you know. And that was the time when the economy was up the pipes, so it was a real boost for everybody, you know.
I mean, that night, Eric Dyer sunk Colombia in the first penalty shootout ever won. I walked home from just north of Shoreditch, because I was at a bar in Shoreditch, and you could just not get home. Like, the entire street was full of people, and the poor bus drivers were trying to take people on the bus, and just still not going anywhere, mate. I've got a picture of it somewhere. It's the most brilliant picture of just the entire roads of Shoreditch and the whole of East London. Just like, it was just ground to a halt.
It's amazing. It's amazing, you know, what a soccer match can do for a nation's psyche. You know, when you're in a bad spot, in a bad position, it can really lift the spirits of everybody, even if you're a soccer fan or not. You know,
Absolutely.
It could do the opposite. Like tomorrow night, now we could be all sitting there doom and gloom and despondency. You know, hopefully we're not, but we could be.
I mean, if Tottenham go through tomorrow, I'm on the fucking table. Excuse my French. I'm on the table.
I can see Spurs winning tomorrow night and getting to the final. I just got this funny feeling it could be another 5-1 tomorrow or 5-0 tomorrow. I just got this funny feeling.
Wouldn't it just be great?
It would. It would. I just can see it happening. Well,
Well,
get through some
early
of these
on,
comments, Coof.
You know.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I'm thinking about this Spurs All English 11 at the moment.
Phil's
it's really difficult. Moondog said, "You got to excuse Hollywood Phil. He's high on Adele perfume."
Aren't we all?
Dutch, I've saying, who remembers Gerard McMahon from the 1990s? I remember the name. He played 16 times for Spurs and 17 times for Northern Ireland.
That's true.
Yeah, great goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Stephen Carr goal against United. What a rocket!
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Who remembers that goal we scored at Old Trafford? Should have counted, but they didn't.
That was the worst day in 2003 I can remember.
The Pedro Mendes one.
Yeah,
That's it.
Do you know something? That actually cost us a place in the UEFA Cup. Because was that the season we lost to West Ham the last day of the season?
Yeah.
Was it the same season? That's what a shocker of a season, that, man.
Yeah, but I mean, if that goal had been allowed, that was 2 more points for us and we would have qualified. You know, it's just...
Yeah.
That's the worst refereeing decision ever. Has to be.
Mark Clattenburg.
Oh, I don't know. How about against Chelsea when that goal that was given when it was about a yard?
Yeah. That was Mike Dean.
Yeah. We've had some shockers against us.
The Aurelio Gomez one against United with Nani. He fouled him. He put the ball down and said, "Go on, play on."
It's funny. We've always thought this as well, haven't we? That other teams get some bad decisions against them, but we get some absolutely iconically bad things happen to our team for just out of the blue. That Pedro Mendes goal, the Chelsea phantom goal that there wasn't even close to getting to the line, let alone crossing it. Or Lasagna Gate. It just doesn't happen with other teams, does it?
Well, I mean, we tried to get. Let's put it like this: if we'd have been Manchester United or Liverpool on Lasagna Gate, that game would have been postponed, no problem.
Without
one of the reasons it wasn't postponed was one of the bods on the FA Council that day happened to be one of the Arsenal board, and that's my case. He wasn't going to let a match be postponed, you know.
No, but it was ridiculous.
Talking about bad decisions, the one Villa got last night at Old Trafford was shocking as well.
Oh yeah, it was shocking.
Yeah. You know, I mean, Jesus
Christ,
you know, incredible.
As you said, it's because it's United, they get away with it, don't they? Dutch over one saying Paul McVeigh in the mid 1990s, 3 Spurs appearances, 20 for Northern Ireland. I do remember him. He was quite a useful little player. It's just couldn't get him into the team much on the time. There's a few knocking around.
I've got one question for Phil, if you don't mind me asking it to you. But sorry, it's just come to me. Would you like to see an all-Ireland soccer team? We've got it in rugby. We've got it in other sports. Would you like to see an all-Ireland soccer team?
Yeah, I have no objections to it. I actually think it would be a good thing. You know, it might have been better in the days now when George Best was around and people like that. But I think we've got, as you say, we've got it in the rugby team. We've got it in other sports as well. So I don't see why not. And it would certainly be a much stronger entity. Two of us going together than we're both reasonably average teams, but we be better with a combined 11.
I've got one better. I've got one better. Every year we have a thing, the British and Irish Lions, and it's a massive fanfare, and it brings both of our countries together, all of us. Would you see a British and Irish Lions team of England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, all one team? I think it'd be brilliant.
I don't think that would be a runner, because the problem you're going to have there is, given the quality of the players, England's going to have the majority of that team anyway. Followed by Scotland.
It's competition. It's competition.
Well, it's competition. But see, that's more or less what we had, wasn't it?
But it's competition for players. If there's high level of players, you're going to get better to get in that team.
Yeah, I suppose. But then again, who are you going to get playing? The rest of Europe. You know, it's kind of a.
The Ryder Cup is coming.
I don't think that will be a runner now. I don't think any of the FAs would agree to that. You know, I think it would have been done by now.
With that.
If it was feasible.
An all-Ireland team, yes.
All-Ireland team, yeah, certainly, yeah.
Not that.
Anyway, I don't think the Scots would like to play with English anyway. You know.
No, we definitely wouldn't like to play with the English anyway either.
Scots can't even get to a World Cup, so they wouldn't care. At least the Scotsmen do a World Cup.
They're in the playoffs anyway for the World Cup, Phil. Ben.
They're not winning.
We'll see. Should we get through the rest of these comments, Coof? Sorry.
It's that joke.
Let's do it.
Yeah. You've done that one. We've got Phil's here. All-time England 11 in his lifetime.
Yeah, he's got Clements, Walker, King, Mabbott, Rose, Roberts, Hoddle, Gascoigne, Kane, Sheringham, Lineker. It's a fair old selection.
Yeah, it's a fair team.
Chaps, I have to go. Work calls here. I've got to do something. So, unfortunately,
no problem, Phil.
Listen,
cheers,
we'll see
Philip.
you. Have a good day, lads.
Cheers, Philip. Take care, mate.
Bye.
We'll go on with
it's back to my joke, Cooper. What do you call a Scotsman at the World Cup?
Lost.
The referee.
Lord.
John Fitzpatrick saying, Dermot, lay off the vodka, brother.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
What's that?
Just going through some of the comments. Carl Simpson.
What was John Fitzpatrick saying?
Lay off. He was telling you to lay off the vodka.
Oh, you've got to have a bit of vodka in the morning to get the blood going.
Carl Simpson saying, talking like this, what high quality referees we have. What a pile of rubbish. Yeah.
That's true.
John again saying, I remember back in the day, Man U got all the decisions in the big games. When I see VAR doing United and United dirty, I love it.
It didn't get done last night.
Has Phil gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. It was his magic trick.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I've lost
Mark
my
Cousins
Irish
saying,
man.
Mark Cousins said the Mendes goal, I was dancing around the pub that was full of Man United fans, and then of course it gets ruled out. So
Yeah, I bet you that stopped very quickly.
Yeah. John said we definitely should have a United Irish team.
Yeah. Can I have my bit of a say in that, Cooper? Is that all right?
Of course you can. Why? It's not my decision.
I think we should. I think it's ridiculous that we don't. I think rugby have it, and it works very well for rugby. But for some reason, the soccer authorities from the North and the Republic just cannot get together. There's a lot of rivalry going back to the foundations of the foundations of the state and the foundations of the FAI and the Northern Ireland Football Association. But I think it's ridiculous. I think for the good of the country, we should have an all-Irish soccer team, and I think that's what people have to do. Put the country ahead of their own means, but it will never happen. But do you know what I mean?
It all goes to John Fitzpatrick's point as well. There'd be a war in the stands. There isn't a war in the stands at the rugby. There isn't a war in the stands.
I tell you one thing, Ben. If Northern Ireland come down here, or we go up to the north, there's not one bit of trouble.
Mm.
And I'll go back to '95 when England came over to Dublin, and there was all that problems with the fans. Jack Charlton even said that night. He says, we go up to the north and the north come down here and there's not one bit of problems. But I don't think there would be. I think if it was an all-Irish team, I think the country would get behind them. We are one country at the end of the day. And we need to start acting like one country, not like two separate countries on the sports field anyway. But that's my thought, so.
It's just football. There's a problem with football.
John Fitzpatrick. That's a good question and a good talk and debate. So, big up John Fitzpatrick for that.
Certainly, from a footballing point alone, you'd be much stronger for it.
Yeah. We really would, Coover. We really would.
Football is a crap sport. Big up, Truth.
Big up. What's a crap sport?
Football is a corrupt sport.
Oh, corrupt sport. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Because it goes back to the British and Irish Lions. When the British and Irish Lions play, you have players from all the federations, whether it's Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England. They all go around the world, and it's brilliant. It's a massive thing. They go around massive tours. Everyone loves it. All the fans are amazing together. As soon as it's football, it's a problem.
It wouldn't work because Scotland wouldn't want to play for England. Wales wouldn't want to play with England. England wouldn't want to play with Scotland or Wales.
But they do for rugby.
Yeah, but rugby's a gentleman. There's always the saying: rugby's played by hooligans, supported by gentlemen, and football is what's it?
It's a hooligan sport supported by hooligans now. Football's never been a gentleman's game. Never. It's always been a hooligan's game.
Yeah.
No, not always.
Not always.
You're going back a long time.
Yes, you do have to go back a long time, yeah.
You're going back to 1920.
No, you have to go back to the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, I'd agree with
early
that.
70s. It started coming in. I think it came in, hooliganism, I think around the time of when you had like I don't know if Coover can remember this. I know my dad did, may rest in peace, and remember this. Around the time of the fuel shortage. Do you remember when it was only a 3-day working week and things like that?
It's the unions. The unions controlling the country.
I think it started. I think society changed then when you had all the. Do you know what I mean? I think society changed, and then it changed for the worst. And it's a society thing. If society changes on the street, it's going to change on the stands. The two of them are linked, and as much as government people think it's a football problem and football think it's a government problem, it is both their problems. It is a society problem. It's like me, Coover and Ben, right, going to a Tottenham match. We're going to watch the match. But Phil, no, don't take this the wrong way, Phil. But Phil's the hooligan. He wants to start a fight. It's a society problem. That's what it is. It really is. And till you sort out society, that's how you're gonna take out the hooligan part.
No chance then.
Yeah, exactly. So all you can do is put the cameras in the stadium, police it well, and just try to do it that way.
Oh, hang on. I think was that just the first half? I'd just taken it off.
No,
then.
it was the end of the game. Was it?
No, I think I was only half time. Whoops, let's just bring it on.
I
can bring it on again. It's all right, I can bring it on again.
Okay. I think it's a society problem, and as much as you want to hide behind that, I think that's what it is.
It's not hiding behind it, surely.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But I want to ask you a question, Coover. If you got a hooligan father, right, who go there as a hooligan, that would be passed on to his son, right? How do you take the hooliganism out of football? How do you stamp it out completely? Or is there another way that you'll never stamp it out?
You can't stamp it out. In a way, Ben's kind of right when he says it's always been there with football, because there's always been the tribal element between supporting teams. So you will find incidents of violence going back to the start of the game. We're talking 19th century. 1880s, there would have been incidents of violence, definitely. Just because you get two rival sets of young males in particular acting in the tribal way. So the competition's going to be fierce. It will come to blows eventually. As soon as you start adding the likes of alcohol into the mix, you're almost guaranteeing it. It's what makes it so strange is why it doesn't happen at the likes of cricket and rugby and things like that. Perhaps it's just because the football's more popular, more people into it. So it's, by sheer numbers, you're sort of forcing the issue. But you can't take it out of the game. It's because people are going to have that tribal element. That's the whole point in clubs. That's why you follow your team and you hate the other teams. It spills over. It's part of your life, part of your psychological makeup. I mean, got to hate Arsenal, got to hate West Ham, got to hate Chelsea. It's part of being a Spurs fan.
Hate them.
You hate the teams, but you don't go to a match thinking I don't like Arsenal, right, but I'm going to go and beat up an Arsenal fan.
No, but that's because I'm not a hooligan, but some people do think like that.
Yeah. What makes them think like that? Is it just because they're a bit funny in the head?
Lack of education.
Yeah, lack of education, boredom in some cases. That's their excitement of the only way of getting excitement in life. A myriad of things basically, but it always comes back down to that tribal sort of competition. It's always like fights are likely to break out in the sort of in younger males. It's one of those things. It always happens.
So let me ask you this, Cooper. Do you think it is a society problem, or is it just one of them things?
Well, it's too complicated to go through the entire reason for it. I think it's a combination of everything. In England, we've always been a warlike nation. It spills over to the attitude of people in general. We seem to be at our most natural when we're at war with somebody, which is a sad thing to say, but it has been the case for a long time. So people kind of expect conflict. They expect confrontation. And the people that don't want it get on with other things. People that do want it turn the likes of football violence, or nowadays perhaps it's people swinging more towards MMA and that kind of thing, a more controlled way. But there is a thirst for the violent confrontation, definitely. It's a thrill to a lot of people. I mean, the people that get into it are often saying it's addictive. There is that element to it. You can't really take that away. It's natural in people's DNA, if you like.
No, I wasn't trying to poke fun just because it's England. I was just trying to use that as an example. So please, I wasn't trying to go down that route.
The problem is, it isn't just England. It's the Eastern European countries that are there. They're the best at it. They're the best at it.
That's the point. yeah, I mean that's the point I was trying to make. It's not just England fans, or it's other fans as well across the world. You've got Poland and Ukraine and
the Netherlands. Netherlands are really bad.
Yeah, so I was just using that as an example, but if I offended anyone by my example, I do apologise. That was not my intention. Shall we get through to some of these comments, Kauffie?
Yeah, various opinions coming out on this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't mean I wasn't mean just picking on the English Cougar, so I was just trying to use it as an example.
No, it's prevalent in this country, always has been, so it's as viable.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to offend anyone. So if I
have, a couple of the chaps saying it's booze, you're allowed booze at cricket games.
We'll go through them there, Ben. We'll go through them there. Yeah. Go on, Kauffie.
England football team wouldn't want to play with anyone. That's the way we are. They would just say, we go to finals. We don't need to. No one in football can get together. Can get it together enough to sort it. I agree with that. I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, that's going back to Ben's rugby idea for football, which I'd agree with Carl Simpson.
It's kind of ties in with it's the same reason we love the North London derby. We want that conflict. We want that confrontational sort of game. It's the same with the home nations. Really missed that though, playing those home nations games, but rife for violence.
Yeah.
Especially England, Scotland.
Yeah.
Cole Simpson. It's a shame we can't see it like we see in cricket and rugby.
True.
Yeah, true. But if it was like that for football, then it would just move on to something else. There's always going to be, I think. Mark Cousins saying fighting at football is alcohol fueled. Yes, it doesn't start it, but it certainly adds to it.
But you're allowed alcohol at cricket, and you're allowed alcohol at rugby.
You are.
And you're allowed to watch the game with it as well, which it means you're only getting one beer, and then watching the game with one beer, instead of thinking, oh God, I've only got 5 minutes to get a beer. I'm just going to chug 4.
Yeah, well, the difference between cricket is sort of an all-day boring sport. I mean, you'll fall asleep at cricket. Football is more excitement, and you're up in the stands, and you go, come on. And,
you're sure about that? I've seen Nuno's teams.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like watching cricket.
I'd rather watch cricket.
Yeah, I have to pop off because I have to run a few errands. So I'm going to have to leave it in the hands of my mate Kuva, my mate Ben down below. I will be back at 5:30 this evening with the Tuesday night show. I've just something's just come up, so I have to deal with it now. So I do apologise for leaving, but I've really enjoyed this morning. I would like to take this conversation to the nighttime show if that's all right, Kuva, because I really want to delve more into the mentality and other sports and why there's no hooliganism in other sports.
It's always a viable talking point. It's not going to be an easy one to find an answer to either.
No, but I would like to delve into that more. If it's all right with you two, tonight, I would love that. I'll just get through these very comments quickly, Kauffie, and then I'll sign
if you need to go, we can deal with this fine as well.
I've got a few minutes, so I can deal with these. It's only 4 more comments.
Okay,
left.
Mark Cousins saying fighting at football is alcohol fueled.
Yeah.
It's booze. I wouldn't say it's booze that causes it, but it's certainly booze that makes it worse. It makes it more likely. But the intent is still there with people. They're looking for that thrill of physical confrontation. And certainly, if you get large crowds and put on a sort of nighttime match against the likes of Spurs West Ham, you're going to have trouble. There's no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt at all. Right, I do have to go, so I leave the rest of this to you, Kuva. See you at 5:30 tonight. See you back in the morning, Ben.
Yeah.
Love to all, and you never beat the Irish.
Cheers, Dermot. All right. My hearing came back.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Right. Who have we got now? John Fitzpatrick saying it's a mentality. One goes to war, and we all go to war. I've been there a few times at Spurs Arsenal games. Was never fighting, but seen serious violence. Yeah, it is that kind of mentality. I've been involved in it a couple of times, but it's not by wanting to start it. It's just that's what happens when you, from my experience, that's what happens between Spurs and Chelsea really often. From my experience, that's been the worst for me.
Or Spurs and Millwall. Spurs and Millwall is probably the worst.
Yeah, but
Millwall,
luckily that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Yeah. But without doubt, the mentality is there, John. I totally agree. Mark Cousins, this is why all London derbies are early kickoff. Yeah, should be. If you get those midweek cup games, I think they should be rearranging them for weekends and put them at lunchtime kickoff.
Yeah, I
for
agree.
That very reason. Carl Simpson saying, like Mark says, alcohol fuels the violence all the time. It certainly does fuel it. And Truth Sets Free, beer. Yes, well, gotta love a beer. Why does it have to get that way with football, though? It's a shame. I don't see it. I don't see it ever changing, though. Truth Sets Free, beer muscle, guys. They're not getting in stoned fights listening to Bob Marley. This is true.
Ajax get into fights all the time. Ajax get into a lot of fights, but that's because of the Jewish question. But we'll leave that onto another stream. Ajax get into a lot of fights.
They do. It's also a lot of alcohol-induced stuff that going on there as well, though. Perhaps they should make it mandatory to get people stoned before matches.
Yeah, I'll take that. Legalise it in general, in my opinion.
Why not?
Interesting bit of transfer news before we get going. Apparently, Tottenham are in talks for Jesse Lingard.
I wouldn't be against that.
I would be massively for that. I'd love to have Lingard.
He's a good player. Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to have him.
Got goals in him as well as a bit of creativity. Yeah, he just sort of went off the track a bit on Man United, didn't he?
From Alistair Gold as well.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I would have that. I would take that. Sign him up. Absolutely, sign him up. Proper player, creativity, works hard. Done. Get him done. That's Absolutely. A footballer. That's a proper footballer.
You just wonder though. Perhaps the same problems he's had at United he'll bring with him. London. London's not an easy place for some players to keep on the straight and narrow.
It was good at West Ham.
This is true. Needing a break from it. That certainly works with some players. Anyway, yes, it's an interesting one. Truth Sets Free saying reason it's legal here and called medical marijuana. There's no medical booze card. Actually, there is for some rare cases. There was a snooker player called Bill Werbenek, and he had to drink to survive. And he used to get loaded up every single game because it was a medical condition. But yeah, generally speaking, of course, yeah, you're right. Carl Simpson, it all depends on the person as well. Some people just look for it. Absolutely. I myself am very laid back and I live on having a laugh and having a laugh way of life. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm the same. Trouble is you don't choose it sometimes with crowd violence. You just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and you're suddenly in the thick of it. Like I said, it's only happened to me a couple of times, but it is scary stuff. It really is.
I mean, I go out my way to avoid fights, so that's why I don't get into them.
Yeah, same. Much easier to have a laugh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Phil Brady, sorry to leave, guys. The joys of working from home. No problem at all, mate. We'll see you next time. Right Heart Lane, good of you to join us again, mate. Good morning, guys, he says. John Fitzpatrick, the Spurs West Ham game a few weeks back ago was serious violence. My brother was telling me the Yid Army gave the West Ham a serious clubbing. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but as we were saying earlier, you put that sort of game on at night and it's going to happen, isn't it? Every time. Is that bad policing issue? Should they have said it needs to be rearranged for daytime? I think so. They can't have been not expecting it. Carl Simpson, I would take Lingard, and Stevie B has now been linked with a 25 million move to Newcastle. I think replacing Stevie B with Lingard would be a fantastic move already.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I'd pay 30 million for Lingard. I really rate that guy.
He is.
He's a proper player.
Absolutely. Mark Cousins saying, I'm certainly not condoning having a beer before the game. The bell and hair was my usual before a game. Yeah, it is nice to have a beer with football. It really is. Used to go up, there was a crowd of about 12, 13 of me and my friends. We'd always go, a few drinks before the games you do. And we'd love to get in on the shelf side, push each other around drunkenly. It's not violence, but it's just lads having a laugh. But we certainly didn't go looking for violence. It's just people found us occasionally. So we always looked to just get out of it as soon as we could. But sometimes you just get caught up in it. It's scary stuff. It really is. John Fitzpatrick, Carl, hopefully Newcastle can fund our shopping spree. That'd be nice. Buy up all of our rubbish in one go.
Yep.
We should just do that here. Go 100 million for the lot. I'll be up for that. Right Hart Lane, I'm a daily stoner and I'm AF, I'll say. Yeah, absolutely. Almost everybody I know, same attitude. When if they're a bit of a stoner, you don't go looking for trouble, do you? Most aggrieved part of the day is deciding on which pizza to have.
Yep. Panzerotto fritti.
Make it compulsory. Yeah, sports venues, you've got to have at least have a little stuff it in some brownies or so, in hash brownies and that sort of thing. Why not? We're not condoning it because it's illegal. That's right.
And it should be legal.
It should be. Certainly condoning it compared to alcohol. But True Set Street, Right Hart Lane, exactly. Yeah, it's a popular opinion, isn't it? I mean, Carl Simpson, it's come up on Football London, Lingard and Traore in, Stevie B out. Oh, I don't know. I just can't. I can't agree with the Traore bit, but Lingard definitely.
I'd take both of them in just to improve the squad. Lingard would start. He would improve the 11. He would start.
Certainly freshens things up a bit, doesn't it? Ooh, there's a nice little.
Yeah, that's a goal.
Trying to work out who that is there. Why don't I recognise them?
Was it Jason Cundy?
Surely not. Oh, I've come back to that one. Who is that? It's a little bit too grainy to tell on that. Never mind. We'll come back to that. John Fitzpatrick, Right Hart Lane, where are you, brother? And the bricklayers on the corner pin is where you'll find me on the match day. Yeah, bricklayers very popular. Very popular. Right, Harlane Coover, you look like you can handle yourself. You're a big guy, and the UK guy at John Fitzpatrick. Yeah, I don't get into fights, mate. I'm not. I never have done. I'm always against it. Yeah, it's strange. I don't know why. I don't get how people always see this in me either. I don't think of myself that way at all. I'm very much a sort of tree hugging hippie type. There we go. I suppose it's nice to have that appearance if I don't want to fight and it scares people off, though.
Got that biker look.
Yeah. Well,
the Harley Davidson look.
Mark Cousins, the show side, that was the good old days. It certainly was. 20,000 people standing up, creating an unbelievable noise when it was rocking at White Hart Lane, back at the old White Hart Lane. It was brilliant. I couldn't believe Scholar put directors' boxes up in the top half of the shelf. It was just ruined it. That's one of the reasons I hated him the most. Tampering with the shelf was just not on. We're so hostile as well to the opposition. I reckon we probably had the most intimidating ground of the lot back in those days.
Except for maybe Elland Road. Elland Road was an intimidating ground.
Yeah, it was. It was, but for me, I missed out on most of that because they tended to be in a lower division for most of my time growing up. let's see what else we got. John Fitzpatrick, Right Hart Lane, UB blazing, eh? Fair enough. Cole Simpson, Kuva, in Conte we trust. I signed you up to be the creator of the Adama Traore fan club. Oh dear. I mean, can't do it.
If two of the signings, if we sign like 3 or 4 players and 2 of them are Traore and Lingard, I would be absolutely happy with that. Lingard, especially.
If we get him, I will be giving Traore, free ride. He's got to be backed, hasn't he? I mean, new player, you've got to give him a chance.
As a squad player,
if Conte can do something with him, if Conte can train something useful into him, then that could be a hell of a signing. So it's a bit of a punt, but okay. I'm warming slightly to it, but I just don't see a footballer there somehow.
Yeah, nor do I. But if he can do what he does best in a Tottenham shirt, he scares the living daylight. He scares the living daylights out of me.
Derek Hutchinson, big up, mate. Football violence, a load of bollocks. Yeah, absolutely is. If we could get rid of that, it'd be absolute blessing. Right out line, bro, every day. Well, I'm not working at John Fitzpatrick. My family is extremely tough, Irish, and my brother-in-law, sister's husband, was a Navy SEAL. Always looking to give love to people, though. If something happened, you better watch out who you started with. Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. Right out lane. I'm not a huge Lingard fan. That's all right. Everybody's got their own opinions.
Yeah, but I am, because he's brilliant. He was brilliant for West Ham. He's brilliant for England.
I think right out lane. You'd agree though. If he comes in and does well, you're not going to have a problem, are you? Dermot saying thank you, Moondog, for the donation. Oh, thank you very much, mate. I can't see that myself. If Dermot sees those coming in, I think. True sets 3, be lovers, not fighters. Totally agree. That's what I'm all about as well. Much sooner have a laugh with people than have an argument.
Be groovy.
Yeah.
The groovy gang.
Absolutely. Mark Cousin saying if Traore comes in, please produce something. Yeah, that's it. If you're going to play for Spurs, do something. Just get the crowd with you. Any sort of, if you're putting in the effort, get a bit of excitement going as if you're an attacking sort of minded player, the crowd will be with you all the way. Right Heart Lane saying, I'll take him for 20 million max, presumably Traore, or is that Lingard? Either way, I suppose. You could probably look at the same sort of fee for either of them.
I think Lingard would be 30 because he had a good year last year.
Could be. True Set 3, Cuba 99, the tragedy that just happened at my own town, let you know about was because of fighting and somebody died, a great person. Yeah, it's tragedy, mate. Really is. And now the person that caused it, presumably they've ruined their own life as well. There's just no winner with that kind of thing. Football violence, there's always the risk of somebody getting killed. I mean, 2 people throwing their lives away then. Tragic, but what can you do? It's limit the amount of alcohol. That's about all we can do. Bring the kickoff times earlier. It's going to happen otherwise.
Bring back Saturday 3 o'clock.
Yeah. And in the case of Spurs, West Ham, Chelsea, those sort of matches, bring it through to midday even. Completely nip it in the bud, because people can get for an awful lot of alcohol by 3 o'clock. Oh, hang on. Carl Simpson, Traore under Conte, I think, could be inspired. It could be. That's the big hope, I suppose. If he arrives, maybe something really special happens. But I find it so hard to see it. It just looks like Traore's got no idea whatsoever how to play football. It's one. Right Heart Lane confirming, talking about Lingard for 20 million. Yeah, that'll be a good bump. Yeah,
20 million for Lingard would be a steal, in my opinion, because he played really well last year. He was the reason West Ham finished above us for the most part. He was absolutely brilliant. As soon as he got injured, their team ended.
Yeah. Truth sets free. Kuva 99. The tragedy I'm going through right now is because somebody died during a fight. A great person followed by a terrible person. You read the story, Kuva. We're living the tragedy of fighting. I really feel for you, mate. It's a lot of people go through it. It affects so many other people around them. That's what some people just can't seem to get that into their head. It's not just about them. I haven't even looked at the paper in 2 months because I don't want to read what really happened to this beautiful man. Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. It's there's no sort of rhyme or reason to some things. It's just a horrendous time to live through it. So big up, mate. You're a strong. You strike me as being a very strong person, very together on the inside and very caring on the outside. You'll get through it, mate. You'll get through it. Right Heart Lane saying, let people get high at football, sell edibles instead of beer. It would actually, it could be quite funny as well. Not sure what it'll do for noise levels because
everyone's going to be stoned and be like, yeah dude. Yeah. They're going to just want to play
scoring a goal instead of the Royal will just be
dude. Just play the Beach Boys.
Cool.
Love the Beach Boys.
I don't know. Let's think. Bit of Pink Floyd, maybe. Dark Side of the Moon. Or,
it's not
Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells. That was always
that's not bad.
Yeah. Carl Simpson saying Lingard is 28, so in his peak. Yeah.
Perfect for the team. In his peak.
Him and Brozovic, that'll do me very nicely for this transfer window if we got nobody else.
I'd love to see a midfield of Skip, Winks, and Lingard. I'd love to see that midfield. All of them with a massive engine each, work their socks off, good on the ball, keep the ball. They could do something with those.
That could work. That could work.
Lingard and Højbjerg together would be brilliant. Engines, aggression. Lingard in any of those, it'd be a perfect addition to the team.
Here's a thought. Carl Simpson saying, could you imagine that? No home or away areas, just everyone chilling together. I can imagine it. People just going down each aisle with slices of pizza, do it on the cheap, quid a slice, something like that. Why not? True Sets 3, crazy that St. Dermot brings this up. I'm actually avoiding chat rooms because I don't want to fight with people anymore. The more positive I am, the more negative people get. Yes, it's strange that people don't want to be reminded of how to behave sometimes. No, that's probably not the right word, but I do know what you mean though. It's funny how if you try and spread the peace and love, people will resent you for it. Others obviously think it's great. Sad times, really, isn't it? If that gets frowned up.
As soon as your chat gets bigger, the more you need to police it. Because I saw some horrific things in the Irish Hotspur chat yesterday. There were some horrific comments.
Absolutely
horrific.
Yeah, I mean, some of them were just blatant racism. There wasn't even the pretense of covering it.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily racism, but certainly discrimination. Tree Tetri, peace and love is always the answer. I agree, mate. Hug a tree, hug the person next year. Let's have a happy life. Right Heart Lane. Would you give Ndombele back to Leon for Iowa?
No.
Isn't it? It sounds like where sounds like my neck of the woods and Mark Cousins as well. West
IPs were ICs.
So you wouldn't swap them back?
No,
then?
Another attitude problem.
Yeah, it sounds like it from what I've heard as well.
It's like replacing chicken fries with fries that look like chicken.
Perhaps just give Ndombele back to Leon. That'll be all right.
Yeah, just give him back. There you go, mate.
Do you want some money back? No, don't worry about it.
What a goal.
Stormer. Absolute stormer. That's not Gordon Jury, is it? It might be.
Might be.
I thought he was a bit stockier than that. Looks too thin in the face to be Jordan. No, perhaps it is him. It's got to be him. It must be. He was partner in Sheringham Burn. It's got to be Gordon Jury, hasn't it? True Text Reed saying the small chat rooms are peaceful. Yeah, I agree. In a way, although we'd like our channel to be growing here and having lots more people on it, I quite like it that it's small and intimate at times. It's you get to know the people and you get the same sort of conversations. It's always respectful to each other around here so far, with luck anyway. See if we can grow it that way anyway, because we do want that sort of attitude of chilled, laid back, chatting with friends at the pub. Don't want to end up with these huge arguments. It just makes it can be fun when you're watching it, but when it's on your own channel and you want to just chill out and have fun with friends, it's not so nice. Carl Simpson, don't change truth, my man. You are a legend. Absolutely agree, 100%. Two of the people, with as much as I love everybody that comes in the channel, the two people I always look forward to, I know it's going to be a chill time, would be the Truth and Gaguma. You know it's going to be a nice, friendly atmosphere no matter what, and everybody else can pop in. But we've got so many regulars that do the same. Everybody in the chat now. In fact, you look at the Carl Simpsons, Mark Cousins, and some of the more later ones that have been joining us. Right Heart Lane, Barnabas here as well. Everybody seems to be coming in. We're having a good time talking about things, and as it should be.
The adrenaline hasn't turned up yet. We haven't got Alex Hilton in the chat to start playing some of his soundboards.
That's right. Mark Cousins saying it would be like an episode of Beavis and Butthead.
Ooh, yeah, it would be.
Just yeah. I can see that. Why not? Do you want to be Butthead now? No, I think that would have to be me. I think. Carl Simpson said, I found that in other chat and it got awkward just seeing it come through. Yeah, it can be. It can be. People just there's so many keyboard warriors as well.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this. I mean, I don't even have my real name on screen, but I mean I'm putting my face to what I say, so it's the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Mark Cousins says cider. Yeah.
What type of cider? Is it singing cider, laughing cider, fighting cider?
Nah, it's no. It's Somerset cider. It's everything.
Well, you've got fighting cider, you've got sleepy cider, laughing cider.
For me, there's only one proper cider, and that's Scrumpy, cloudy Scrumpy cider. That's ideal for me, especially when it's homemade. But we Somerset's just like the home for cider, as far as I'm concerned.
You got some good Cornish cider as well. They've got some great orchards over there, but Somerset does have the better apples. Yeah,
true. Barnabas, morning, mate. Good of you to join us. That was a proper Sigurdsson goal.
I don't think we can even mention that chap anymore.
I don't think we can. We can't, can we? But
naughty boy.
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean. Right Heart Lane, I'm watching while cuddling my French bulldog in bed. Sounds perfect.
That's the way to go.
Absolutely, yeah. True Sets Free, I ended up apologising to people being rude to me just to take the high road and move it on with the other day. But the same people are so passive-aggressive, negative every time in the chat. So to me, I'm done. I know what you mean, mate. It's you did the right thing anyway. Yeah. I always look at it this way: if you do everything you can and you can get up the next morning and look at yourself in the mirror and like who you see, then you're doing the right things. Anyway, never change. As said, Truth, never change. You're top bloke. Dermot saying, big up Truth, Sets Free, you're a legend and an inspiration to all. God love you, man. Absolutely. Stevie Fraser saying, Truth Sets Free, depends who turns up. Yeah, that does depend who turns up on these sort of channels. Well, it's not so much the channels; it's just the chat, isn't it? It goes completely off the rails. It's like We Are Tottenham TV, great channel they've got, but you look at the comments section sometimes, and you just think, Jesus, that some of these people just need to calm down. Something going on seriously wrong with some people. John Fitzpatrick, Right Hart Lane, are you in London, bro? Stevie Fraser's agreeing there with depends who turns up, probably. Right Hart Lane, next to London, mate. John Fitzpatrick, and yes, it is. Coover, says Dermot. Trying to think what we're replying to, but
about the chat being nice and calm.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Graham, morning, mate. Good of you.
Morning, Graham.
And he's saying morning, lads. Also like it the way he always signs off with Graham at the end as well. It's like we know, mate. We know. True set 3, St. Dermot. I had 3 people coming after me for calling people legends. He even gave a definition of legend where I actually fell under the definition because of my golf career.
And you definitely are, sir.
Definitely. John Fitzpatrick, I'm in Sydney, Australia, but I lived in London for 8 years. Yeah, fair play, mate. Lot of people are with origins in the London area and then moved out and still following Spurs, as you do. Soon Spurs is in your blood. That's it. You're stuck with it. True set 3, I told him that legends were great people, not people who accomplish things in their job. What if you score 25 goals a year, but you kick old ladies on the ground? So you're a legend? Exactly, you're not.
Well, a legend is someone people remember, and people will remember.
Yeah, and there's a difference between famous and infamous as well.
Yeah.
Chris Agomba, good afternoon, gents. Good afternoon, Chris. Good of you to join us. True set 3, it's about who you are that makes you a legend, not what you do. You are the legends to me. You're all legends to me. Yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand, though. I mean, if you are a sort of legend sort of person, you're going to do legendary things, perhaps. It depends. It's just be a decent person. That's all you have to do. Don't have to do anything exceptional. Just don't be a dick, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tottenham, Dermot again. If I upset anyone by what I talk about this morning, I put Dermot, stop it, mate. It was topic for discussion. That's fine. No problem, mate. But Dermot's always apologising. He worries too much about what he says or how he appears on things. Bless him. But Dermot, don't need to change, mate. Just go with what's on your mind, and people like tuning in to listen to you. Stevie says truth. This is the only chat room I'll be part of. I can't do the others ones anymore. That's a shame to have to say that, truth. But end of the day, you do things. You go where you feel comfortable, really, isn't it? I mean, there's others about. I'm sure you can change your mind at some point. Love having you here anyway, mate. Always welcome. We've got John Fitzpatrick. You from the UK, then. That's calm, being close to the ground. North London is rough, though. I live in Essex. Sorry. I'm just getting dealing with a couple of things in the background. It's fine. We're going along okay, aren't we, Ben?
Yeah.
Through these. Yes, Coover, you've sampled the local produce. Absolutely, Mark. Yeah, scrumpy cider. It's got to be cloudy as well.
And it's got to be from Healy's farm. What is his name? The car company. What's it called? How can I not remember?
I don't know. Ben's
Austin Healy. Austin
Healy, of course, yeah.
Yeah, they've got one of the biggest cider farms in the south of England, and it's brilliant.
John Fitzpatrick saying, Right Hart Lane, I'm Irish, bro. I lived in Dagenham for a year. Are you near there, brother? Carl Simpson, it goes crazy. No one values anyone's opinion. Be respectful and hear each other out. And what makes me laugh is that we all support the same bloody club. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? People forget that so easily. Tempers get flared when things aren't going right, especially. But at the end of the day, we want the same thing. No matter how crazy far apart you might be in an argument, at the end of the day, the result is the same. We want those trophies, and we want to enjoy the football. Right Hart Lane, close mate. I worked there a few times. You heard of Basildon at John Fitzpatrick. Stevie Fraser saying, True Sets Free. Yeah, it's lovely in here. I remember that guy talking about legends. He was just looking for any angle to have beef with someone and then think he's clever. So dull. You handled him though. Yeah, Truth does have a way of handling people. Chris saying the definition of a legend has gone downhill a bit. You've gone from pulling a sword from a stone to someone buying bags of crisps when it's their round. Yeah, absolutely right. John Fitzpatrick, Right Hart Lane. I know Whitwell, brother. I worked there for a few months. Carl Simpson, stop apologising, Dermot. No one took it that way. Absolutely. Worry a little bit too much sometimes, mate. People wouldn't be tuning in to watch the programme if they didn't like what you had to say. It's what drives it along. It's the people running the programme sometimes, isn't it? If we're trying to involve the comments section as much as we can. Hopefully that's what people are enjoying too. True Set 3, Stevie, big up, mate. I appreciate your loyalty. Absolutely. John Fitzpatrick saying, Right Hart Lane, the Basildon women love the Irish accent. The Irish accent is a lovely accent. I must agree. Right Hart Lane, I really enjoy this stream. Thank you very much, mate. We enjoy having you with us too. Graham said, Dermot, I love what you have to say. Exactly, mate. That's what it's all about. Irish Hotspur, great show last night. It was. And Dermot going on there. He was messaging me this morning. Was I okay to argue with the argument with Sean? And I was saying to him, yeah, Sean's coming across from the sort of logical business side of things. Dermot's coming from like the same as many of us, all about passion for the club, love for the club, want to see the trophies, and you don't want to hear so much sometimes about the financial side of things. You just want to concentrate on your heroes and recovering those glory times, seeing back-to-back FA Cups, get a European trophy. That's what the club's all about. Sean obviously has a point on the finance side of it, but for a lot of us, that's a secondary thing. It's all about the team. Well, it's secondary for Sean, of course it is. He's a Spurs fan after all. The cloudy stuff is lovely, but the toilet knows about it, says Mark. I think that's one of the good things, though, isn't it? When you get on in years, you want things to progress. Right Hart Lane saying, mate, I love it. Would love a partner from Ireland, and John Fitzpatrick, the whole of England like it, I think. Yeah, absolutely. Dermot saying Irish girls are the best in the world. Getting to a girl from Dublin this year. Getting married to a girl from Dublin this year. He's saying yes, absolutely, mate. Stevie Fraser, the True Sets Free. Big up yourself, man. Always talking sense and being the true definition of a supporter. You support. Absolutely. Yeah, very much so. A lot of people have opinions. Not too many people like to back it up with things, and Truth is always there for people. He says he'll be there for people, and he is. True Sets Free, Stevie, I'm just a new supporter. You guys are the real ones. I'm learning from you. I'll disagree. As soon as you've got a love for the club, mate, you go with it, you become a supporter. If you're positive with everything you say, it makes you a better supporter than me in a lot of ways, because I can get very negative on the team when it's going badly, but I think we all do a little bit. But some people are quicker to bring us all up again, and you're one of them, Truth. Very positive person. Love to have you about. John Fitzpatrick, Right Hart Lane. It's the same Irish women. Love the English accent. Interesting. I'll have to get over there one more, won't I? Hopefully going over to see Dermot before too long. Dermot saying Irish girls are the best. Hang on, I did that one. What's going on here? True Setsuri, America is addicted to world football. The country needs to wake up and start these kids playing as the number one sport. Yeah, it's a point. It's a point. Perhaps they're spreading too thin on too many sports. Could be. Graham saying Dermot last night came from the heart, says Graham. Yeah, it absolutely did. That is the difference between the arguments. I think that's why people love Dermot so much. He's definitely passionate for the club. You can't argue with that. You can argue all you like with Dermot, but at the end of the day, he's talking about pure love for Spurs, and you can't beat that. Right Hut Lane, I appreciate how active you are with your chat. Thank you. It makes me enjoy the stream so much, more than just listening to someone while they don't see your comment. Send the Irish my way. That's John Fitzpatrick. Absolutely. And thank you. It's lovely to hear that. Backs up how I feel about the channel as well. Carl Simpson saying, Irish women love English accents. That's it. I am off. Don't tell the wife. We'll go over on the same plane over, mate. Stevie Fraser saying the true set three. Whoops, bring that one up. Set three. Plenty should be learning from you. Plenty should be learning from you, mate. Yeah, I agree totally. I agree. Right Hart Lane, the Essex accent is liked a lot.
Disagree. It's terrible.
It depends. Some people find it funny. I think it depends on the character with the accent, doesn't it? It can be hilariously funny. It can also sound very bad on other people, I think.
Nobody likes a lousy Loughton accent.
Yeah, it again depends on the person, doesn't it? It sounds right on some people. The true set three, the passion for football in the US is palpable. Yeah, I think it depends where you are as well, doesn't it? I mean, if you go to the West Coast, you've obviously got much more of an influence from South American football. So I know they've always been big on there in California. It's always been a popular thing. A lot of soccer mums. And
I mean, it'd be better if they could at least call it the right name.
What football?
Football.
See, I don't actually mind it being called soccer just because it's so old school, traditional association football.
Well, it's because of that. What's it called? The upper brass didn't want to be seen playing the same game as the working class. They called it a different name. Yeah.
I suppose there is that. But it has got historical roots, hasn't it? The calling it association football. Of course, it's football though. That's what I'd always call it. I prefer to call the American football gridiron. To be honest, it's usually how I refer to it.
Hand egg.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hand egg.
Hand egg.
Hand egg. It's an egg-shaped thing, and you hold it with your hand. Hand egg.
Fair enough.
We have football because we kick a ball with our foot. They've got hand egg. They have an egg and they carry it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Hand egg. I thought it's Ben talking about some sort of Jewish cooking implement or something. I see what you mean now. You like to throw in your food references quite often. Yep. I'll think, oh, what's that one? It's good though. What you can have to do someday is bring out a selection of them, show on camera.
Here is a Latke.
Yeah, exactly.
Chicken soup.
I'd love to see that. Chicken soup. I think we can get the chicken soup one, mate. It's a chicken soup made properly. That's what he'd say. John Fitzpatrick, big up Right Hart Lane. Absolutely. Big up yourself as well. Right Hart Lane, I hate it being called soccer. A lot of people do. I get that totally. It just doesn't bother me too much. As long as they're talking about the same sport, I'm okay with it. We're up to date on the comments for a change.
Oh yeah.
Right, let's think of something to talk about, Ben.
Oh bloody hell!
What do you like? Transfers, Levy, meetings, or Chelsea coming up?
I mean, we've
FA
already
Cup.
gone through it all. It's a real problem. We've got to find something to talk about again.
How important is the FA Cup this season?
I think it is always important in my book. It's the FA Cup. But it all depends on what the manager wants to do. If he wants to go for a cup and then maybe go for it, I mean, that's what we all want. We've just got an update from the. Oh, where's my phone gone? Apparently, we haven't. We've just sounded out Jesse Lingard, so we've talked to his camp about maybe possibly in the summer because he's on a free transfer in the summer. So that's just Alistair Gold being Alistair Gold and just having clickbait as usual.
What? He's on a free in the summer. What sort of transfer does that sound like? Does that sound like a Daniel Levy type of transfer?
Yes, it does.
It does, doesn't it? Getting worried. Worried.
If he's on a free transfer, just give them 20 million for him.
Yeah.
Sorted.
I don't care what they say about the COVID and the losses made and everything. 20 million to a club of this size is not a lot of money. We're talking multi-billion pounds worth of club here. Get it done. I agree, Ben. Just get it done.
Otherwise, he'll be back at West Ham.
Yeah.
Does he just go back to West Ham?
How many times do we lose out on just on a decent transfer, just haggling over a couple of million? If you're a small business, you're haggling over a couple of million, then you do it. But for this size, it's more harmful than it is good.
Yeah. It's more what's it called? It's just that it's undecided on everything. Just do it, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
It's not just that, is it? Because you're also harming your reputation with other clubs. They don't want to deal with you because you're so awkward. You miss out on these opportunities. There's just nothing right about it. You feel like Levy's doing it just because he enjoys it. It's like a little pet thing. His little play thing. Got to stop either way, hasn't it? Right. Okay. Right. You sorted your coffee out, didn't you, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. I was slow. I didn't spot the comment for a long time.
Yeah.
That's cool. Gave me a chance to go through some of the talk anyway. Right. True Sets 3 saying, before the pandemic, we lived in Naples, Florida in the winter because I'm a golf professional. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. So I'm in 4-degree weather again. Ouch. Must be terrible going from lovely, comfy temperatures. But Right Hart Lane transfers. Talk about transfers. Okay.
We're not signing anyone.
Yeah, nobody. End of. Yeah. February the 1st. No sale.
Brian Daigle versus Sean Butler's looking very tasty right now.
I think that's not going to go as spicily as you'd think, because if nothing happens, Sean is just going to have to say, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
There's going to be he'll have no footing at all. Right Hart Lane, does Ben have a channel?
Very soon. I'm looking to get my Twitch stuff back online again to just do some coffee chats in the late afternoon. But it's a real problem because it would possibly clash with your show, my old show of doing like a 2-hour coffee afternoon and just having a chat with guests. But I need to think about it.
You're a natural talker, Ben, so I know you'd do well with it.
It's an eventual thing I want to do, and coffee videos and how to get the best out of your coffee machine and your grinder and all that nonsense. So it's something that needs to go down eventually.
You're talking a well-rounded sort of program, bit of everything there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely go for a bit of that, mate. You're very listenable, so that'll work. True Set 3. No, this is channel home. Well, lovely to hear it, mate. Glad you feel at ease here anyway.
I think he's talking about this is my home. I think that's what he's referring to.
No, we're having him. He's ours. No, absolutely. You got a good setting for talk shows there, haven't you? Coffee shop doesn't get any better. It's like an episode of Friends or something, isn't it?
I mean, we just need Gunther.
Yeah. Stevie Fraser.
RIP, by the way. I think he's dead. Actually, he is the actor that played Gunther.
Is he?
Yeah, he died last year, I think.
Yeah, if you think about it, Friends is actually going back quite a way.
Yeah,
now.
it's a long way now.
It is.
And with Bob Saget died yesterday, which is deeply upsetting. He was a brilliant actor.
Where do I know that name?
Full House.
Right. Didn't really watch it. I'm aware of him though.
Yeah.
Stevie Fraser saying this whole window is starting to reek of Levy. It really is. It really is. True Set 3, he goes on the legendary Irish Hotspur and on We Are Tottenham TV, etc. He's an A-list guest. Ben.
That's me.
I'm assuming he's talking about you, mate.
I need to start going back on We Are Tottenham TV because I have some fun there. That's how I came to this channel, really. I came to the Irish Hotspur through We Are Tottenham TV. It's, as much as the Irish Hotspur is, this channel's sort of base and place to go back to. Is We Are Tottenham TV introduced me to all you lot. So,
I love listening to you, mate. You've got a wealth of knowledge about things, especially when you start bringing in the whole sort of your experiences in the local community of being a Spurs fan and bringing in a bit of background story, like family and connections and things. There's a lot of interesting things you got to say. So, we'll have to get you on as a guest here sometime. We'll have to do a morning of Ben interviews. Ben, I'll just sit back.
Yeah, I can do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, you could prepare some questions I can ask you. Let's do it. Shooter, so he's saying shrinkage weather. Yeah, going to cold weather when you're used to warm. It's quite a shock to the system. Right, Hart Lane, we lose players as we don't give them much money as other teams. Personally, I'm not for paying players over 100k unless they're worth it and play for the badge. Couldn't agree more. It's always been years ago. I don't know if you remember one summer in particular under Pochettino when they were bumping up all the players' wages, committing them to longer term contracts. Yep. And you saw almost every week one or two players holding up shirts, signed a new contract. We started going downhill when that happened. Players lost their hunger for playing, and they had all that money in their pockets, thinking that's it, we've made it. Likes of Dele Alli was never the same since he got that big pay rise.
No, he wasn't.
And for me, that is the reason more than anything else. It's not Ericsson going off for. That's another longer conversation again, though, isn't it? Barnabas saying, any chances of us winning tomorrow? I wouldn't put money on it, but you never know. This is a home game, at least. Perhaps we can rise to the occasion. We certainly should have had a better showing in the second half against them. Is that going to be enough? Trouble is,
We've got to turn up.
Trouble is, we could play like that, and then they can bring on Kante and change the game again. They've just got that depth in squad we don't have. You'd have to say we're certainly underdogs by a long way for tomorrow. I think 1-0 deficit could have been all right. 2-0, you're starting to ask questions then. Anyway. Ryan McFarlane, does anyone else worried that Conte will walk due to lack of backing? Absolutely.
It's always a worry.
Yeah, I think his usual trick is to go on in the summer, isn't it, if he's had a fallout?
I don't think he'll fall out, though. I think they'll butter him up to the point, but it's whether they just need to back him.
Yeah, he's no mug.
I think they will back him in the summer, though. It's where I want them to back him in January because he needs to get the players in, but they will definitely back him in the summer, I think.
That could be an interesting one because that's going to be promises based on nothing, basically, and that's what we're used to from Levy. Is Conte going to see through that? He might just say, my contract's only got a little bit left. I'm off because he's got better plans at somewhere else. He could go anywhere in the world. Let's face it, it's Conte. So it's a big worry. He's going to go. Stevie Fraser saying Sean is looking for angles that eventuate. So there could be some real fireworks if he goes that way. Not sure Brian will be ready to hear it.
Well, Sean is very good at making an argument, and he does have the facts to back him up.
He does indeed. He does indeed, mate. Right, we are actually getting on with time. God, the comments are flying again. All right.
Yeah,
we're going to get through these. Perhaps we'll start looking to wrap it up, Ben. I know you'll have things to get on with as well, won't you? Right. Gaguma, hello again. Lovely of you to join us again. We're going to be finishing soon. The show's dragging on a bit now. Derek Hutchinson, Levy is lost somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle, avoiding transfers and hanging on to his profits. That's the way I sort of feel about it as well. Guguma saying, hi, Coover and Ben. I'm late for morning coffee, but I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Yeah, all the better for seeing you as well. Right Hart Lane. Personally, I don't watch We Are Tottenham TV. Don't really like them. I like the lads. I think Ben and Sim are fantastic.
Brian's brilliant.
And Brian, obviously. And a lot of the guests on are good. I just don't like the comments there. There's too many people I find toxic.
They need more moderators on that chat, in my opinion. Many more.
Yeah, it spoils it for me a bit. They do a great show, the two, Ben and Sim, though. Excellent, the stuff they do. Kuva, like you, I have an all-round cold weather I have been around cold weather all my whole life growing up in the north. I don't mind it, to be honest. I'm grateful. I'm used to Norway at winter time and things like that. That the temperature really drops there. It's great. If you get used to it, you're used to it. Dermot saying, I love the cold to the summer. I agree, mate. I'm quite happy. Football weather all year round would suit me.
Yeah.
Sort of late autumn, beginning of winter. Perfect for me. Truth Guguma saying, it's a true set 3. Obviously, big respect between each other there. Me too, St. Dermot. Maybe teaching golf in 95 degrees weather in hot black pants for 17 years made me think that way. Yeah, I can see that. Guguma, the empress of the Spurs channels. That's what she is. Right Hard Lane. If Levy ruins a spot. Ruins a spot, not back in Conte, then that tops it and Levy out.
Yep.
Agree. Dermot saying Spurs 5, Chelsea 0. Come on, get in.
Yeah.
Oh, what a result that would be. That would just be feel good factor. We'd forget about the transfer window for a minute.
Yep.
Guguma, hi Dermot. Saying hello to Dermot, certainly. Big up everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. You too, Truth, always. Cody Mack, what's the finest coffee Ben sells? Also, which country grows the best beans? Also, Kuva, do you use anything to help grow your goatee? Also, who do you think will be the first out the door? Also, goodbye, Cody. Truth, it's minus 32 degree. Minus 32 here this morning, just waking up. Ouch.
No.
Cody Mack, big up from Guguma. Usage, you like the cold until you wake up at minus 32 with a minus 40 wind chill. Ouch.
That's not cold. That's disgusting.
that is sort of Arctic expedition time.
Cold Ryan is minus 20 in Courchevel when you're having a hot chocolate.
Ryan McFarlane, I prefer summer as my arthritis doesn't bother me then. There's that as well. Pros and cons. I'll get arthritis in knee, ankle, and fingers now as well, and shoulder. All old football injuries or bloody too much cricket. True Sets 3, Catman Jazz, W2F. What's he saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, talking about the wind chill factor. Yeah, definitely. Only just, oh my God, again. Yeah, that's just so cold. That's Canada for you. Lol. Yep, certainly is. Jess, time to hibernate.
Yeah.
And Catman Jess, you're a legend. That's freaking crazy. It is.
Yeah.
And yes, Cody will not be leaving the house today. Right. Okay. We're going to wrap it up there, Ben. Good of everybody to join us here. I mean, I could waffle for a few seconds to get to the 2-hour mark. Shall I do that? We'll do a quick score prediction for tomorrow, shall we?
Yeah, go on. I think 3-1 Tottenham goes to extra time, and then whatever happens there what happens to there.
3-1 and extra time. Oh my God. I don't know if I can take that sort of stress.
3-1
I like that. I definitely like 3-1. I'm going to go for a 1-1. I think we're going to fight them and put in a good show, but I don't think there's going to be enough. I think they've got enough to hold out. Especially when Sonny's missing. That's a huge blow to us.
Yeah.
Wrong timing.
Put it out.
Yeah, if we were at full strength, different story, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, come on, you Spurs, and people saying bye-bye and great stream, and a few others. Cody Mack, Spurs 2, Chelsea 0, win on pens. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Another one, Right Hart Lane, saying the same thing.
Everyone's spamming the chat.
They just wanted to carry on now. Few 3-1s floating about here, 2-0s. But we shall see. Anyway, it's been fun talking to you, Ben, this morning.
As always.
We'll be back later on this evening with Dermot. A few more things to discuss. Ben, I don't know if you're going to be with us then or whether you've got plans.
No, I've got to clean my shop up, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. We'll see you again in the morning, I would have thought.
See you in the morning.
We shall do. And until then, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
If I can find the right button. It's all going off now. Here we go. See you tomorrow.